As the chill of the Ice Age began to creep across the continent of Sarpedia, resources became scarce and hostilities would begin to grow. The various factions of Sarpedia, each with their own goals, would race for power and control in these increasingly desperate times. The elves of Havenwood, the great forest of Sarpedia, were finding food more and more difficult to acquire as the climate changed. One of their own, a druid named Thelon, would venture out into the world in an attempt to solve this crisis. In his travels, Thelon would learn that the only thing growing with any success were various fungi. He would also gain inspiration from the Order of the Ebon Hand and their creation of thralls. Using similar techniques, he began the cultivation of mushrooms. Thelon's efforts, carefully manipulating these fungi with green mana, would eventually bear fruit in the form of thalids, a new race of fungal creatures. These thalids would be tended to by the druids of the new Thelonite order, and would in turn produce creatures known as sapperlings, which were used as food by the elves of Havenwood. While it initially seemed as though the food issue was solved, over time the elves would notice changes happening in their thalid cattle. The creatures appeared to evolve, growing stronger, more intelligent. A few among them even seemed to know how to wield weapons, and it was obvious that they were becoming more aggressive. The elves of Havenwood were split over what to do and bickered amongst themselves with this change. Some saw the thalids as sentient creatures and elected to find new food sources. Others saw the thalids simply as food themselves, nothing more. Regardless of their opinions, the elves arguing among themselves were completely unprepared for what came next. A tide of thalids in open revolt stormed the Elven Empire. Their capital of High Trunk was quickly overwhelmed by the fungal horde, and the elves of Havenwood, much like the Order of the Ebon Hand, would end up becoming destroyed by their own creation. Long after the end of the Dominarian Ice Age, thalids were among the few creatures left on Sarpedia. As for Thelon himself, his fate is unknown. Maybe he was slain during the Thalid onslaught, or perhaps he was able to escape south to the Empire of Acacia. We may never know for sure. Thank you for watching. If you want more Fallen Empires lore, you'll be pleased to know that there is another video covering the life of Endrick Sar over on Dice Try's YouTube channel. A link to his channel will be in the description below. Go check it out. Thanks again, and have a great day.